This is Six Figure Dog Business. I'm Ty Brown. I'm your host. I keep doing this stuff because I keep using my hands a lot in these videos, in these live streams, because I figure if people are scrolling through Facebook and they just see me talking like this, it's boring. But if they see this, that maybe they'll click on it and they'll start listening a little bit. So that's my thought process. We'll see how it works. And so that's why you see me use my hands a lot. And so maybe I'll do this and someone's like, why is he doing that? And then they'll click on it. Brilliant, right? We'll see. But this is a show where we help you, grow your dog training business to a healthy 6-figure per year or more profit with systems, sales systems, marketing systems, email systems, things like that, things that you can put in place that you can run, other people can run, and you can grow this business. A lot of people, they want to grow their dog training business. They just don't have the systems to do it. So this is a show where we talk about this. Now, I also want to point out down below this video, and I'll probably mention this at the end, there's a link where you can schedule a phone call with me. And the phone call is typically an hour, about 55 minutes of it is we talk about your business, give you insight, talk about things that you can do different, change, help you see new things. And the last 5-10 minutes, we talk about our coaching. It's me. I talk about our coaching. We've got a great coaching staff over here. We've got a traffic coach, a web coach, an implementation coach, sales coach, and myself. We've got all this great stuff, and we're really helping a lot of dog trainers. And so schedule a call below, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about your business. We'll tell you about our coaching and see if it's something that's right for you. I wanted to talk about, this is more conceptual than anything. This is less about a tactic or a technique to try in your business, and it's far more about a mind shift that I try to get people to. Not that I'm the guy that should be telling you how to think, but I think that there's certain mind shifts, especially in this business of training dogs that we're in. There's certain mind shifts that if we get them down, and what's the word? How do I want to put this? That if we can have these mind shifts, everything gets better. Everything gets better. Because oftentimes we have limiting beliefs, and we have beliefs in our mind that are holding us back, holding back the progress we could be having. And frankly, we're often our own worst enemies. That's just humans. That's what we do. We do it in everything. We do it with our health. We do it in our relationships. We do it with our wealth, and we do it with our business. And so there's a big shift that is hard for a lot of people to make. And it's a shift of what you should be selling. So, whenever I'm on message boards for other for dog trainers or whatever, if it's ever suggested like, hey, you should be selling big ticket things, which is something that I teach all my clients to do, is how to sell big ticket items, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 training packages, and how to stop selling the $100, $200, $300, $400 stuff. And the thing that people come back with all the time is, but I want to be able to appeal to everybody. I want everyone to be able to use my training. And so the mind shift that I want to get into is to simply start out by asking, why? Why do you want to appeal to everybody? What does that do? When you try to appeal to everybody, why? Do you get something out of that? Is there some sort of fulfillment that comes from, I want to appeal to everybody? Is there? Do you go to bed at night saying my dog training company appeals to everybody and that makes me feel good? I know I'm being a little bit harsh here, but I really want you to question it. Why? From a business perspective, why do you want to appeal to everybody? Who does that? Look out at successful businesses and look at who appeals to everybody. Nobody does. Even the big companies, I was at Costco earlier. Costco is a huge company that has millions of subscribers. They don't appeal to everybody. Their average person has their average membership, their average shopper, because you have to have a membership to go to Costco. Their average person that goes there has an income over $100,000. That's a small percentage of the population. Most of the population has an income far smaller than $100,000. but they figured out how to appeal to just people with income over 100,000. It's something like, I don't even remember, 80, 90% or something like that. Almost all of their clients, I've often thought about even like getting one of the booth things in Costco, because almost everybody that comes in is in the income bracket that I want to be selling to. And so I've never because you can get booths in there and stuff in there. And anyways, I've often thought like, hey, maybe I should approach them and see what it takes to do that. Because that's our target demographic, probably the same with yours. But it's a small percentage of the population. They're not trying to appeal to everybody. They know that they don't. Go the other end, Walmart. They're not trying to appeal to everyone either. I mean, they're trying to appeal to as big a base as they can, but even there, they're just working with a small percentage of the population. Walmart probably a bigger percentage than Costco. But you know, look at any business out there. The HVAC guy is not trying to appeal to everybody. He's trying to appeal to the people that have heating and air conditioning and this type, and they live in this area and they do this. This notion that you're going to appeal to everyone is frankly, it's silly. And it's usually people, I believe, say it to cover up the fact that they don't know how to sell bigger ticket, frankly. And so because they don't know how, they're frustrated by this, they're frustrated by certain things. They say, well, I just want to appeal to everybody. And that's why I do things the way that I do. Because then it gives them excuse. It gives them excuse for underperforming, and it gives them excuse for mediocrity with their business. But you don't have to have that excuse. You don't have to, you don't have to appeal to everybody. And frankly, you shouldn't. In fact, we get clients like this all the time. I had a client, we sold a new client just the other day. I'll give you an example. To where, so we're a company that we use e-collars for our obedience training. You might love or hate e-collars, that's not what this is about. But this is a person that they got their dog, they were down in Arizona, our business is in Utah, but they were down in Arizona and they went to this trainer and they got some training and they weren't really happy with it. Now they had moved to Utah, and so they're looking for some more training. But she says, I'm not going to use one of those e-collars, those electric collars. My last trainer, she wanted me to, but I said no. And I was like, okay, well, shoot. I hope I didn't waste your time, but I don't think we're the right company for you. And as I was saying this, she had told me the trainer's name. I went on the trainer's website, and I was like, I saw them using e-collars. And I was like, oh, well, this trainer uses e-collars. And so, I don't remember the exact order, but it came up. I told her, we're probably not the right company for you. And she said, well, maybe tell me how you use e-collars. And at this point, now I'm looking at the website, and now I see that the other trainer in Arizona used e-collars. And I'm like, well, did this trainer use e-collars? So did you use it and you didn't like it? She's like, no. I went to that trainer because I liked the trainer. She was a nice person, but I told her I wasn't going to use e-collars. But did they use e-collars in their program? Yeah. With everybody? Yeah. But they didn't use it with you? No. Because I told her I wouldn't. And so look at what that trainer did. That trainer is basically saying, here's how we do things. Oh, you want to do it different? No problem. We'll do it your way. How do you run a business like that? Like, how do you run a business? Like, if you're a Chinese restaurant and somebody comes in and says, I want the chicken fried rice or shrimp fried rice, but don't you dare use a wok. I want you to do it on a cookie sheet in the oven. Like, when you let them dictate to you how to do your job, they'll get their chicken fried rice, but it's going to be gross because it's not the way that you do it. And so that's what this trainer did. The trainer said, I want this business so much that I'm going to go out of what I normally do, what I think is best. I'm going to do what this customer thinks is best. Anyways, we ended up getting the customer and getting her to use the e-collar because, we told her, this is how we do it. This is how we train. And frankly, if you don't like that, I get it. I'm not going to try to talk you into it. That's totally fine. But you're not for us and we're not for you. We're just not a good match. And it allowed her to then realize, okay, maybe I was thinking about the e-collar in a weird way, and she asked more questions. Because there's been plenty of other clients or people, dog owners that I've talked to on the phone, same thing. You know, they're like, I don't want to use the e-collar. And I'll say, okay, we're probably not the right, company for you. And they're like, oh yeah, cool. Thanks for letting me know. I guess I hadn't noticed it on your website or whatever. And so we save time and all that good stuff. But frankly, this notion that you're going to appeal to everyone is crazy. Again, it would be like, here's another example. Like if you're a restaurant and you're like, I'm going to serve Chinese food and Italian food and Mexican food and gluten-free and duty-free and, calorie-free, that you're going to try to just serve everything to make everybody happy. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense for dog trainers to do this. It doesn't make sense for them to have a million programs where they're trying to offer different things to everyone. It doesnn't make sense where I'll use this tool with this dog and that tool with that dog and this tool with this dog, and I'll use whatever you want, Mr. or Mrs. Customer. It doesn't make sense to try to appeal to everybody, because when you do, you end up appealing less, or you appeal to nobody, or you appeal to less people, because again, the restaurant that's got the Chinese, the Mexican, the Italian food, it's not going to be that good, because they'll give all different types of results. And so that's really what it boils down to, is different types of results. I see dog trainers that they've got a 6-week board and train and a 2-session program over here. So they're selling unbelievably different results. How far do you get in 6 weeks? How far do you get in 2 sessions? Those are such amazingly different results. Why would you do that? Why would you be selling, and then of course they've got everything in between. Why would you be selling so many different things like that? Because now you're known for nothing. The 6-week guy knows you as an amazing dog trainer that gets great results. The 2-session guy knows you as somebody that helped me get a little bit further with my dog. The guy in the middle knows you as a guy who maybe likes you and he got to a really good spot, but he sure wishes he had the off-leash obedience that you didn't offer in the middle program, So you end up trying to appeal to everybody and you lose your identity. You don't have any uniqueness about you. You suddenly become same as every other dog trainer out there, because every other dog trainer out there is trying to do the same thing too. They're like, I just need business. Let me just appeal to as many people as I can. That is the wrong way to think about business. Appeal to one type of person. This one type of person wants the one result that you can get. That's it. You do that, you can have whatever size business you want. If you just produce one result and you consistently produce it, and that's what you're known for, it could be a whole bunch of things. It could be like, we're known for this with puppy training, we're known for whatever it is. It could be a whole bunch of things. It could be clicker trainers and e-collar trainers, whatever it is, you could have your thing. But if you get known for one thing, you will be far more appealing to a larger portion of the marketplace, and you will be far more repellent to the type of people that you want to stay away from your business, because they're just not a good match for you and for what you do. But it comes by defining the one thing that you want, the result that you want to get, the only thing that you want to do. Again, if you want to keep being the dog trainer that if you want it, I'll give you basics. If you want it, I'll give you advanced. If you want it, I'll give you intermediate. If you want it, I'll use an e-collar. If you want it, I'll use a clicker. If you keep being the dog trainer that's trying to appeal to everybody, you're never going to have the business that you could have. You're never going to realize the potential that you could if you just buckled down and said, I'm going to do this one amazing thing. So, anyways, food for thought, mental shift. Why are you trying to appeal to everybody? And why are you selling stuff that isn't you? You want people to get to this level, but you're selling them basics? Why? Why would you sell them basics when you want them over here? Why would you get them one step closer to their goal instead of just get them to their goal? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the dog training industry does this. There's no sense in it at all that you would ever even sell a basic program. And people say, well, I sell a basic program because people want the basics. No, they don't. They want far more advanced in the basics, but they'll never get there because they spent their money just buying your basics and they thought, I got my dog trained, instead of realizing their potential. Stop selling stuff that's out of alignment with who you are. Stop selling just one step closer. Stop trying to appeal to everybody. Figure out what your superpower is and just do that. You'll be so much happier. Your freedom will be so much larger. Your income will be so much bigger. Just do that. Thanks for watching. Down below, feel free to schedule a call because I realize this is a big mental shift for people to make, but you have to figure out how to do that. We've done it. We've done it with lots of other folks. Schedule a call. We'll talk about how you can make this mental shift. We'll talk about your business and even maybe tell you about our coaching. Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch next Monday.